Hi, this is Marianne Fessenden of AMTS back with the next tutorial on setting up and using MixALot. I had hoped to break these videos into manageable, about 5-minute chunks. This one is a little longer. It covers the home screen, setting up the milk screen, and bringing in other ingredients. For this and subsequent videos, I'll be switching between my O'Brien Dairy, a new farm, and another farm, Keswick, which I use as my demonstration existing farm. The home screen is primarily informational. Once you set the recipes up, you will be able to see the number of calves it is set up for, the amount of waste or parlor milk available in the section labeled Quick Look. The inputs for these variables are made on other tabs. Notes are the only active section in this screen, and by active I mean actionable. Think of this as a mobile whiteboard. Here you can communicate with the feeders or anyone else on the account. It is possible to provide access to your nutritionist, your calf specialist, anyone you choose. If you have multiple feeders, all will see any message when they log into the program. You can view any communications from your calf feeder team in this area. Notes will be retained for the duration chosen in settings. In the Users section, you can see the last login of anyone accessing the program. This information pertains only to the last login. It does allow you to monitor the timeliness of feedings and confirm that the program is being used for calf feeding. The milk screen is the beginning of creating a feeding program. This page captures the milk in the recipes that is variable by nature. Many farms will use transition milk or non-saleable milk in their calf feeding plan. By its nature, this is a source of variation in the diet. There may be a large amount one day, a smaller quantity on another. It may be high in solids one day and much lower in another. If you have milk sources that you want to go to specific groups in set quantities, you need to set them up differently. I'll cover that information in the feed screen. For now, let's assume this dairy feeds calves with a mixture of non-saleable milk and other ingredients. In setting up this page, you should use values that represent a typical feeding. Enter in the milk amount available for feeding. Note, the units can be changed between weight and volume. Next, enter a waste milk price per unit weight. Here in the US, we usually think of milk pricing by the hundredweight. Not all countries do this. We preserved flexibility in the program by simplifying to price per unit weight. There are two considerations when entering this number. All milk has an opportunity cost or cost of production. To capture the true cost of a calf diet, the current milk price should therefore be entered here. If doing thusly, there may be times that, when the best cost optimization is done, milk is considered a more expensive ingredient and will not be pulled in. This will depend on the pricing of the other feeds in the recipe. Realistically, though, most farms with waste milk are going to use all the waste milk up. Next, the composition method. There are 3 options. Choose that which suits your situation. The additional information listed below composition method will vary depending on that choice. If manual entry, you will choose the primary breed of cow in the tank and enter the usual composition percentages. If bricks, choose the breed, then the typical refractometer reading. Industry publications often state that you can determine the final total solids of milk by adding 2 to the refractometer reading. We have a formula based on the variances of the breed cooked into the program. Just enter the reading, don't add anything. You can see the cells for fat, protein, lactose, and ash percent are grayed out, meaning they cannot be edited when bricks is selected. Finally, you can choose breed average from the drop-down, and the breed percentages will auto-fill. If your method of determining solids is by taking a Brix reading, the calf feeder will be able to make a reading and enter it in their mobile device when they feed. The current total waste milk available is also an editable feed for the feeder. Remember to save the inputs before moving to the next tab. The feeds section is where you'll enter other feeds that you use in recipes. The feed types are broken into two sections: regular ingredients and hand add ingredients. Let's look at the functionality of this screen. Up here, we have, again, the waste milk price, showing the same number as the previous screen, and water price. Most people will leave water price set to 0. However, if you do have to pay for water, put that information in here. To bring in feeds, click on the ± feed from Library Control. That brings up the available feed library comprised of AMTS calf feed ingredients and company-specific ingredients. To select a feed, tick the box to the left of the feed name. If the specific ingredient you want is not there, select something that is similar to your desired feed. You can make edits. You will only be able to bring ingredients in once. I'll show you how to treat those after we bring them in from the library. Apart from whole milk, most ingredients are dry powders. If you're using any liquid ingredient or have a recipe that incorporates a set amount of milk, make sure you tick whole milk CLF. You can remove an ingredient by using the same control to open the library feed selection window and unchecking the ingredient. Click Submit to return to the main feed screen. Addition of like ingredients is accomplished by clicking the duplicate control button. Ingredients can be edited to adjust their dry matters, protein, fat, sugar, and ash, in addition to changing the name to make sure that it suits your farm situation. Remember, if you're pulling ingredients from a tag, they are usually in as-fed terms. These ingredients are in dry matter terms. Make sure you add a price. This is a best cost optimizing program, and you need to price the ingredients. In addition to the regular ingredients, we have a list of dosage type ingredients. These would be medication packs, vitamins, ingredients that are usually added to the recipe on a per calf or volume of mix basis. The only editable field in this category is the price. You cannot change the name or the rate. We have cooperated with suppliers to populate this library. Because it is entirely locked, these ingredients are usually added in very specific quantities. Note that some of the ingredients are duplicated in order to accommodate different dosage rates or different feeding frequencies. Some of the dosage ingredients are prescribed on a per-day basis, so there needs to be an amount differentiation if calves are being fed more frequently through the course of the day. After you have added the ingredients you use on the farm, move to the recipe screen. Our next video will cover creating the recipes you will use on the farm to feed calf groups. You will learn that the initial setup of the recipes is iterative. You will likely need to do it a couple of times before the numbers are right for you. Remember to contact support for any questions you have about MixALot or our other programs. Thanks for watching.